Another day, another blueprints, another slightly longer loading screen the first time you play it for the day. I've been playing so much of this game, day 37. We're about to double the episode count and day count of me rolling credits. Woof. I am playing this game so much. In part because I want to not lose my through line more than I already am, probably. I'm probably already struggling with remembering all the different types of things I'm trying to keep track of and goals I have and so on. While the game also obscures them with all the non-linearity and RNG and so on. But I also feel like I should just I need to finish this game before I can then pivot to my next project. I'm trying to make a video essay. I'm always trying to make a video essay. That's not really that remarkable. Trading post. Yeah, it's got to be the trading post. I don't know if any of the shrine blessings are that much of a game changer. Trading post at the very least. I can probably burn that dynamite if I can just make the fire thing again. So now I have reason to make the sledgehammer thing, but I also have reason to make the fire thing. And I'm back and forth on both of those. Because I need the sledgehammer to break into various secrets still, and I need the fire thing in order to blow up that dynamite, but also I need to draw the tomb. So we didn't draw the tomb this time, so that's off the table. I did get the key card, so I can hack into security as soon as possible to ramp up the instances of that. We also have multiple new cards, so that's something to think about. Or multiple new blueprints. A few that I started, that I recently gained, and I've only drawn like once or twice, and those still have more potential. And then we have other ones that I haven't drawn at all yet, that have been added to the deck. So there's still plenty of new mechanics to explore still. And also, we're just now getting the ability to change the rarity and so on of different item rooms, which is revolutionary for being able to accomplish certain things. Like if I wanted to get this mechanarium thing and test this out, because it is rough. No matter how you slice it, it is just kind of rough that when you're playing this game and trying to problem solve, it can take like a week of in-game days just to finally draw the room that you're looking for again. Like it's astonishing. Like. Especially if the RNG is true RNG and doesn't have any weight to it added based on how long it's been since the last time you drew a card or something. True RNG could just keep a card away from you indefinitely. Like even though it's always statistically possible to draw, you could just keep not drawing it for longer and longer. The way that people can flip a coin and land on heads over and over again. This box is not blue. Okay, so that's false. Every statement with the word blue is false. So far, but you have the statement. So that's... That's true. Because this one's false. But it's false because you feature the word blue. Self-referential fucking logic loop. No, don't do this to me. The black box and the blue box are empty. Okay. The black and blue box are empty would be... Let's say that one's true. We'll have to say that every statement with the preferred blue is false because every single one of these words features the word blue. So we just have to... But it doesn't mean the opposite either. It doesn't mean that every one of them is true. This counts as a false box and its statement is otherwise unhelpful. So false, false, true. The black and blue box are empty. It's in the white box. That's the only one that can be true. Ugh. self-referential statements make me want to die. Guess just nab up the dens as quickly as possible to get those gems front-loaded. We got the trading post, which means we have virtually no bonuses this run. See, this is a good place for a dead end. Storeroom, more gems. Ta-da! Not a bad start. Commissary is not a bad start either. In fact, honestly, den, parlor, den, storeroom, commissary might be my favorite way to start a run. So we have so many gems immediately for that few rooms, and I get to buy everything in the entire commissary because I have so much money at this point. It's mostly selling gems. Okay, well I got the shovel. And the magnifying glass. 4 gems for 10 coins is pretty good. And then 3 gems for 1 coin each is also pretty good. Do I get to buy those 2 down there too? Okay. So 16 gems right out the gate. Not an amazing collection of tools yet. Although the magnifying glass is part of what I need for the laser. The fire maker. I really do need to write down a physical copy. Or just next time I get to the library, screenshot that page for my own records. Speaking of which... Desktop. Blueprints. There we go. Gotta open my own screenshot folder. That's a little separate from my notebook. I use the notebook for mostly everything because it's just more reasonable to just quickly write something down with a pen. But there's a lot of moments where it's just only reasonable to document something by just screenshotting it real quick. And in some cases, I should just be screenshotting painstakingly every single element, everything I encounter. That would be exhausting. Acceptable use of passageway, it's free. Passageway being free is a breath of fresh air in this game. This would be an acceptable dead end. But I didn't draw any. Awkward. Laboratory. Let's do the laboratory because I can start an experiment and then I can also... God, I think that's a gem every time. That bright red spot. To the point where I'm like, can you slightly change the lighting of this room to make that part not look like that? Please? I'm begging you. It's torture. I always think I see a gem. Okay, with this I can start an experiment and I can set security. In 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house, set your dice to 2. A letter will be delivered to the mail room. Oof. We haven't finished the mail yet, so that feels like a permanent thing I should be working on. For each bedroom you draft after your second one. When you draft a red room, you lose 5 steps. While drafting, if you draw a drawing room floor plan... That's 1. That's literally a one-off thing, just if you draw the specific room. Can I afford to do a lose 5 steps run every time I draw a red room? It will be a choice. Because my issue is, we have ways of getting more steps, but I don't normally draw that many bedrooms. Sometimes I get up to 7, but it's just... Red rooms are unavoidable, they happen every run, whereas bedrooms don't always happen, and I do want this to happen, because it's one of the more permanent things in the game, and I want to know every clue or whatever that's available, because we're trying to lore complete this game. We're at the point where I have a handful of secrets I'm still trying to hunt down, and specific interactions that I need to make happen. But one of the biggest things we need is I need every little hint and piece of lore possible. I want every little piece of information that might lead to a new room being drawn. I need to figure out how to get to a throne somehow. How do we get to a throne? I want every little thing I can unlock, because they could all help in some way or even be vital. But also, I need to gain every bit of information I can about the sigils in the long term, so I can solve that series of Inner Sanctum things, and then go back to room 46 to put it into the, onto his corkboard to plan out his journey, which presumably then causes next ending, maybe? I don't know. Do the credits ever roll again? I don't know. But there will at least be a point eventually where I might not have 1000% of the game done ever, but I will have at least solved every major through line and mystery. Like, I will have any... There's like... They keep clearly telegraphing the next main puzzle. Room 46. Oh no, you need levers to get to room 46. Oh no, you need a key to get to room... Okay. Then you gotta throw that, and it's like, okay, now there's letters. Oh, now there's sanctum keys. So we keep having like the next element of like the big main mystery. And at some point we'll be out of those, and that'll be when I probably call the game done. Because there might be a handful of leftover things at that point, but whatever's left will be such... There'll be such diminishing returns at some point for me to even try to pursue more in the game. Okay, so I have the key card, I set security to high. So we'll have more security doors hopefully, which means more free doors. And I have a fuck ton of gems. Which thankfully means... let's get gold sink. I want stores to spawn, because I'm trying to get the armory to spawn. So I can experiment with that some more. This is a ton of gems for this early. Come on! Okay, well this is the downside of the aquarium. Yep. That sucks. So the aquarium counts as any type of room, so when you ask for a specific type of room, the game might give you the aquarium. And then you're like, oh, okay. That's not what I wanted. I mean, in some situations it could be, maybe. So, 110 coins to save up for the swim bird plushie in the master bedroom, which unlocks Dare mode. This is, it'd be fun to unlock, just to unlock everything, I guess. But overall, not a priority, because I think, since it's called a mode, just like curse mode, I assume that means you have to start a new file and try out what that mode's like. So it's like replay value. That's the type of thing that I might do an episode on, maybe. Just to see what it is. But it's like, it's not the real playthrough, so... And I'm not going to beat the game across multiple difficulties. Okay, well, I'm not filling in the door on the right, unfortunately. But at least I did immediately draw the armory right after I didn't draw the armory, so that's kind of nice. I can't afford anything in here yet, but... That's not the item that was here before. The self-igniting torch can light candles and ignite fuses. Oh. Okie dokie. So I got a few coins to collect, but then I can just come here and buy a torch. This does make me worried and excited. That seems easier than getting the magnifying glass and the other thing. Metal detector, I think? Is that two specific items and the workshop is a pain in the ass versus just picking one off the shelf for $8? But that the other two things are still here and the axe is gone, so maybe the axe was a one-off, which is a bummer. It'd feel a little too strong otherwise, but still. So I can get the Morning Star for 8 coins, and I can get that for 8 coins. So these are pretty cheap items. Yeah, everything's 8 except for the axe, which might never come back. Okay, so I can go back to the trading post and burn that once I get 4 more coins, which should be easy. Great chance of finding items in green rooms. Do like that. Anything that helps me spawn items. I would, oop, gem. I'm a little torn on the Morningstar just because it's basically just a redundant sledgehammer, but I don't have the sledgehammer yet, so it would be nice to have just so I can sledgehammer. But I still need the real sledgehammer for the combined item because I don't think you can use the Morningstar at the workshop. Mainly because the game only has 8 recipes according to that one page or whatever. So based on that, it shouldn't be possible to get more. So these new ones that I just unlocked at the armory probably don't count towards the total. I mean, by which you mean there probably aren't combination recipes in the first place. So, we absurdly already have 5 more diamonds, and every green room I generate, which I already made more likely to generate items in general, will also be more likely to generate the flowers that have diamonds on them. The gems. Wild. I have no keys though, so I do need to go back. I have a billion gems, but no keys. Because nothing in this process really gave me any more keys. Awkward. But this one's not locked. Dining room would definitely pump up my steps. How's my pump room situation going? I had it near max so I could go across, right? So I want to turn it back down to being almost empty, I think. To being empty so I can start busting up all those locks. With all of my excess keys I have so many of. Let's do the dining room just because I already have access to the steps. The showroom. Probably won't draw it. Statistically. Alright, we are up to 77 steps. So now it's a little bit safer to draw red rooms now to get the mail room benefit. I don't have the metal detector, so I do need to look around for keys. But their ability to be basically the same color as the floor is a bit mean as far as my chances of finding them go. So far I've never seen any items in that room. The gift shop. Alright, back in the passageway. Are you locked? Yes. Okay, we need to find some keys. Thankfully we can go back to the entrance hall, so I should not really be at that risk, that at risk of all the keys being locked down yet. I could spawn the library pointing up, or go to the wine cellar for yet more gems. That might be a bit redundant at this point. Probably don't want to use the dove coat because it's preferable to be able to keep drawing the dove coat to let me rotate rooms. Let's see, I should do what I was talking about and add the thingy to my documents. Most paid for passageway. And now it's free! So that'll be overtaken by anything else at some point. That's funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yup. The burning glass was a magnifying glass and metal detector. Here, let's just screenshot this for the future. And I can overwrite the screenshot whenever I discover new ones. The lucky purse. That was, yeah, that one doubled my income. Lucky rabbit's foot and coin purse. Ooh. Stamp collection. Stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this page. That's what this page was? Pointing out that Nuance has mountains and dirigibles. Zeppelins. Okay, that's what this page was all along. And then the fucking classrooms. They're not giving me the ability to even try a classroom run. Like, that's pure RNG. It's just, hey, add a room. Can I have the room I want, please? Okay, so every time I inspect a letter, like in the mailroom perhaps, I need to carefully inspect whether or not there's a stamp I can look at, basically. Because that's a way of chronicling all the information I have so far. I think that's further highlighting that the stamps might be the source of the information I'm looking for. The bookshop never spawns! I gotta spawn it out of spite. Okay, maybe I can make some money this run? We still need to buy the History of Arindia First Edition and a new clue. Both of which sound like they are major locations. Like, things I really want, I mean. For future stuff. Please? Please let me buy one of these books or both of these books. And then go back to the library and rent it today. To come tomorrow. I hope I draw the vault this run. Jeez. The freezer. Break room, the boudoir. Break room has a chance of giving me something good. Whereas the boudoir sometimes has a coin or a key, but usually just has the one free gem. 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's double check. Which page are these written on? Okay. Green is plus, red is times. There we go. I was like, this seems wrong, doesn't it? 3 times 7 is 21, minus 3 is 18. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. 2 times 15 is 30. Divided by 3 is 10. Minus 9 is 1. 2 keys. Well, that's part of what I needed. Ooh, dice. Shit. Almost missed those. Random items lying around stress me out in this game. Alright. Oh, immediately a locked room. Are there any rooms that I want to boiler? I already got security. I could boiler the frozen room, which I think would unfreeze it. The garage. Interesting. I think the boiler room would power the garage. If I turn this thing on. Damn it. Stop turning. That's all I need, right? Yep. Interesting. Yeah. The duct comes through here. Does it do anything over here? I think it just directly powers the door without you pressing the button. Interesting. Okay, so if you just turn the boiler room to this setting, then the door opens. Now I just need the car keys again. Please give me the fucking car keys. I'm begging you. I just want to cross it off my mental list. Unless it becomes really valuable, in which case I'll then want to do it again for whatever it does, but that's different. At least I'll know. There's always the question, you might spend 20 days trying to do something in this game, then you finally do it and you're like, oh, wait. Doing that's really helpful, I need to trigger that again. As opposed to it being like a one-off piece of information or a one-off upgrader item. Let's see. Will the door close? when I switch this over. Technically, when you lose power to a door, there's not really a reason for it to close. If anything, you would lose the ability to open it. So is the idea that I can change this again and this doesn't lose power? Yeah. Oof. No. Archives would help me in the mail room a little bit, but it would be terrible for my run. Brutal. The dark room's kind of acceptable, especially since I don't have to go into it yet. I do lose 5 steps, but I just gained mail in the mail room. Yeah, maybe time for me to head back down south and fill in that part of the map for now. I have a lot more keys now. Hopefully down south we can continue to find more. And also make some money at some point. So it does really feel like it mostly is just going to come down to me drawing the vault or not. Yeah, I unfortunately don't have the torch still. I still don't have the money for it. Could have bought less at the beginning, obviously. We don't know what's coming. We didn't even know that item existed. Trophy room. Spend 5 gems to get 8 gems. Not much else. The storeroom gives you a key, a coin, and 2 gems. The trophy room is nice enough to at least be connected to things. And might have bonus loot for all we know. Let's try to draw a dead end over here. Not so much. If I draw the kitchen, then I can't afford to actually do it. Might as well just get this free gem. There we go. Can I pick up this brush? Can I brush my hair? What gets me really paranoid about how secret or missable these items can be is that in rooms like this, I have multiple memories of getting a beep and then looking for what the source of the beeping and not being able to spot it. And I'm like, but I hear the beeping. Okay, no matter what, I can only go forward. So the green room is good because it at least has a chance of drawing an item. Turns out I did not save a step by not coming in here at the beginning because, boop, boop. It turned out to be a dead end anyway. This turned into a dead end, and the place I meant to draw a dead end in did not turn out to be dead end. The inheritance trophy. And the full house trophy. We did it. Whoa. Crazy. Like, whoa. An elephant foot as a table stump? Just silly. Yeah, don't get to take the hat. Cheetah. Don't kill cheetahs. Or any of these animals, honestly. Unfortunately, all I got was the bonus gems. Which is what we expected from the tin, but any kind of surprise bonus loot would have been nice. It seems like that room only exists to turn a lot of gems into even more gems. It's a little bit of a metaphorical, like the rich get richer situation. Okay, broken lever. That's the beginning of a sledgehammer. I need 2 more items to make it work. Really gotta hope we draw walk-in closets and attics, hopefully. Let's do the courtyard so I can draw a dead end down here instead of missing the opportunity. And also because the green rooms have items in them. The sledgehammer! Broken lever and sledgehammer in back-to-back rooms. Is it a sign? I talked about last run feeling like a sign, and it just seemed to jinx it and doom me, because things did not work out. Okay, hopefully I don't get screwed over by the step tax. Okay. Adjust the rarity of floor plans in your house. I'm so torn because I want this, obviously, but I only have 3 doors up here, one of which is a dead end. This is cutting it off, so it has to be the dark room or the observatory to get old this open area. I want the utility closet so that the dark room doesn't make me blind draw, because then it's just the observatory, and then that could just dead end via pure RNG. But the conservatory is a one-off new room we've never had before. Also, it has to spawn on this wall, or right up here, because it's green. I gotta spawn it, it's a new room. Every run can go bad for reasons out of my control, but whenever I don't draw a new room that's right in front of me because I'm trying to plan ahead, that's kind of my fault. Jeez, the gems in this run. Okay. Wild. Got some more shoveling. The shears are not an item. Drafting locations. West Wing only is the garage, the West Wing hall, and her ladyship's chamber. From south-facing doors. You can only spawn her ladyship's chamber when you're going south. That would explain why it's rare. East Wing only. East Wing hall, master bedroom. The master bedroom's only on the east hall. I definitely didn't notice that. I had no idea the master bedroom was exclusive to the East Wing. Okay. I was starting to notice that about her ladyship's chambers, I think, but not so much the master bedroom. Other special areas. Conservatory. Only draftable in a corner. Bookshop. Only draftable from library? Oh. Okay, let's screenshot this for later. I'll save these and name them later. I'm just opening a series of increasingly convoluted screenshot windows. Okay. Shit. The bookshop can only be draftable from the library. I have a second nook in my deck, so a nook can generate a library and a library can generate a bookshop. Okay, I have a bookshop this run, so at least I don't have to feel bad about this run. I did not know that connection. That means that you, in many cases, might draw nook, library, bookshop all in a row. Discovered less common floor plans while drafting from the library. That does not indicate that specifically. Okay. I assume that it just the stuff it spawns is just less common in general, but the bookshop's an option. That's a little terrifying because you don't know if it will draw the bookshop or not. So you have to draw the library sticking out in that direction, and I don't know how common it is to draw a bookshop from there. At least we know when to expect it. Okay, so the bookshop has not been pure RNG. It has not been part of the system. Let's see, rooks are not super common, so maybe I should add this to my list. Okay, the rook is added to my list for the conservatory. In case we ever need to do the chess puzzle again. An apple. Almost missed that. 24 gems, jeez. And a cello, I think? Or is that a bass? A bass. A bass. A bass is a fish. It would not be a good instrument. In the conservatory, you'll be able to permanently adjust the rarity and rates that determine how often certain floor plans are drawn. Permanent changes do not reset each day. Floor plans plural. This is a really boring list of floor plans to draw. It would have been nice to draw either a common floor plan that I hate or a rare floor plan that I want to spawn more. I think these are all common, or almost common, whatever the categories are. It says above floor plans, rarities of floor plans. Can I change all of them? Let's just click on one to see what it's like. Commonplace. Rare. So the bedroom closet is already commonplace. I almost wonder if I should make it standard to make it slightly rarer because it spawns so frequently that it's a little annoying. But the idea, I think, is to intentionally maze from the beginning of your level and get this one out of the way as fast as possible. So it's supposed to be gone, I think. Courtyard is standard. That one might do with being more common, just to be more helpful. Observatory, standard. See, these are mostly adjusted to be sane and reasonable. The observatory is nice because it can cause effects, but it's bad because it costs a gem and doesn't branch very well. I think the one thing I might do is I might make the courtyard more common. There we go. Oh, choose plan switches between them again. So you get to change all three of them, but my results were really boring this time, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, not... Because, like, the game's already balanced on purpose, although something like the observatory might eventually lose its helpfulness or something. I don't know. What happens when you pass the final day on the constellations? Does it keep just adding up different constellations and combinations? There's definitely rooms that will eventually become not helpful, and you'll want to, like, remove them from the pool. Like, ones that functionally only exist to, give you some kind of main progression. I don't know. Like, rooms like the gallery and stuff are nice because they give you a bunch of gems, but the big thing it does is it gives you access to the 8 room somehow. So making all the components that would be involved in the 8 room more common would give you better odds going forward for actually accomplishing your goal, but then after that you'd want to make them rare. I didn't even notice this. The way that things blend in because they're in rooms that they should be in, and it just looks natural. Not that a metal detector has an inherently normal place to be, because it's not really normal to have a metal detector. Alright, so this next room, I want a split room, and then I want 2 dead ends, would be the ideal. Or I could draw something shitty. I don't want to give up my dice. This would be a bad place for a kitchen. And kind of a waste of the corridor's unlock guarantee. Although I have 6 keys at the moment. Could just do the bedroom. Corridor doesn't have loot. The bedroom usually often has a loot item. I don't want to use my dice here because I want to help guarantee the stuff I'm trying to spawn in the long term. And the kitchen is badly placed here because I'm kind of like, this whole layout's kind of cut in half. It's going to be hard to accomplish much. It's going to be a lot of backtracking down to here when I have money if I want to buy stuff at the kitchen. And right now I don't want to spend my money at the kitchen because I want the torch. Which admittedly also involves backtracking because I need to get the torch up there then come back down, which sucks. Alright, so this is just like a true neutral room half the time. It frequently has no items in it. And if it doesn't spawn an item there, then all it really does is just be a space filler. Although it can trigger other sleep effects from other items and stuff. Spawn the chapel for the mail. The chapel's still better spawned in a place where it's extra steps work. Whereas here is a chance to actually get the bedroom closet effect, which I've maybe never done. I've maybe triggered it once. Oh, not a bad place to get the sleep mask. Really disappointing items, though, otherwise. Overall. But not a bad place for the sleep mask, because that means boop. +5 for the sleep mask. And then I just take a troop through the boudoir on the way back too. Okay. I'm a little stressed over how this one might play out. Give me these shoes. I can wear other shoes. Why can't I wear those shoes? What if they're fancy? What if they give me a cool effect? Alright, so that sleeping mask kind of paid for the trip I'm taking right now. With those 10 extra steps. Foundation is once again placed not that far from entrance hall, but might technically be faster for getting to the torches than the other way around. But I still need to draw the armor in the tomb at the same time, or craft it myself. In order to gain... in order to burn the tomb torches. I'll do this little dead end just in case, but I don't want to go into the dark room yet. Actually, well, I should walk into the dark room to trigger it, admittedly. I keep walking away from the dark room when what you actually want to do is trigger it. This sucks. It's rough that you create spots that are good for dead ends, but then nothing about the RNG wants to help you draw a dead end. These are terrible to put here connective. These are all good connective rooms. I think I'm gonna use the dice. Give me a vault. Locksmith is okay. Gymnasium slightly tempting just so I don't have to deal with it. Locksmith is decent. I'm probably not going to use it. I think we'll avoid it for now. And I'll come back. Anything on the counter that's like real loot? I don't think so. Let's trigger this room real quick. So I want to draw the circuit breaker so I can fix that room and not make it random. Maybe I'll save my money and only buy the torch when I'm actually planning on leaving, although I might run out of money. So maybe I should guarantee I have it. The issue is I kind of want to buy the shield. Yeah. I should be able to find $4 somewhere, right? But the shield can negate an entire red room, and there's a decent chance I'm going to draw the weight room and lose half my steps. Which will be bad for this run and my ability to use the torch. So I'm gonna prioritize the run right now and wait to use the torch at the end of the run, hopefully. Which involves prioritizing also not making it a run that gets killed by my step count. Not a great use of the cloister. I don't care about gem costs so much today, so I guess it's a pretty good use of the cloister, but I'm not gonna generate any green rooms attached to it, which sucks. But this does open us up. And the cloister is nice. And I'm pinging something too. Do dig spots count as pings? Does it detect? No, I don't think it. Maybe. Does it detect the metal in the dig spot? It's still here. Yeah, good room to generate. 3 dig spots, 2 bonus gems, some kind of item lying around, coin. And sometimes an item. Not this time. Yep. The main problem here is it's just too expensive of a room normally, but I have such a comical number of gems that I guess we don't worry about that right now. I'm not really looking for the pump room right now, and the gymnasium's not worth losing it for. My current thing is just that, like, it's not a great placement of the gymnasium because it wastes a door, but it's probably worth placing because it'll give me mail and also might give me an item. Nope. 2 coins. But I'll soon never have to come in here again. At least there's that. Music room gives me 2 keys. But there's the only place where I can draw the solarium. I'm mixed. Well, the solarium is green, so it's a green. It'll generate items as a green room, but it also will increase the chance of me drawing like the vault and things like that. No, no rabbit's foot. 1 dig spot, 1 gem is not amazing. Yeah, that's that secret. There's no stamp on that. Not amazing loot, but it might make it more likely that I draw the rooms I'm trying to draw. Ooh. A key for every bedroom, so only 3 keys. But these other rooms also suck. Brutal. The guest hall would eat up my keys really badly. The guest bedroom would just give me some nice steps. That might be worth it. We're at high security, so I might get lucky with the key card, and I might not need that many more keys. But this might be very helpful, though. I have the sleep mask, so I get steps from that, too. I think I'm gonna do the servants' quarters just to be safe. It's 3 more keys, at least, I believe. Yep. 4. 4th key. So 4 keys, 5 steps from the sleep mask. Overall, doing good there. I have the metal detector and the magnifying glass to make the torch, so I actually don't need the actual torch if I happen to get a workshop. But maybe the workshop's not generate. Well, I want to generate the workshop because I want it for the broken lever and sledgehammer. But I need the battery for that. So I want to draw the attic. I want to draw the attic to get the battery. I want to draw the vault so I can buy bookshop items. And there's just a lot of things which are just up in the air. Please? We're down to this room and the dark room. So I'm trying not to rely on the dark room because I don't know what I'll draw. The tunnel would not be good here. The workshop. The ballroom. These are all straightaways. Jesus Christ, game, be a little nicer. The workshop would make me rely on the dark room in order to even continue this place, and the dark room still... That means I'm relying on pure RNG to get a right turn. Which is not great. The only escape I would have is if this door happens to be locked, and then I happen to have the secret garden key. But there's no guarantee I would draw the secret garden, I think. I don't remember if the secret garden key summons the secret garden instantly or just gives you it to you as an option. I think it might summon it directly without giving you the drafting option. I think it's time to use my dice. Please don't screw me. The treasure trove or the pantry. Well, this has more money than the pantry. Woof. So now I need to spawn a straightaway next, ironically. Okay, this is, yeah, at this point this is about as strong as the vault. So we got that going for us. 38. I don't have to worry about being able to afford the torch, and I also don't have to worry about being able to walk back out of here, so I guess on that level, I'm accomplishing my goal of blowing that thing up no matter what, probably. Unless I really screw up. But I would like to accomplish other things too. I do not have enough money for the bookstore. I'm hoping to get there. Boxes marked with moon always contain false statements. I'm writing this down, but I'm simultaneously like, this is a farce, right? It's time to just give up. Finding out that I needed to keep track of the symbols. I guess that was indicated once before too. Shit. So I need to keep track of the box color, the note color, and the symbol color. And this entire goofy ass thing might only be leading... This might not even come up anywhere besides the reservoir. So maybe it's just really pointless to document these. These feel like a prank that's being played on me whenever I try to write these down at this point. Also, when you open it, you can't see the lid anymore, which is really mean. Although I think it might have been a moon. Okay, there it is. It is a moon. So it's saying that it is okay. It's a moon box that says that moon boxes are false, which is self-defeating, but also in being a self-defeating loop, also proving itself right at the same time, because it's annoying. Uh-oh. Bad. Okay, no, not the end of the world. The rotunda can rotate. Which means I have to walk into it and then rotate it, but that means I can still get past this room. Ooh. At least there's that. This, odds are not in my favor very much, it feels like right now. The vault! I want it. Damn it. Security gives me more branching paths. Corridor's not really that necessary right now. Rotate floor plans? Oh, it wouldn't help me right now, but yeah, right. The rotunda can rotate. So the rotate button just shows up. I was like, what's the price? I want the vault, but I do not want this room to dead end. I'm mixed because it's like I'm still holding out hope for the super sledge once again, or the car keys, so I'm trying not to end the run right now. But the vault will give me money to go to the gift shop to buy one of those books, then the torch, and then the locksmith. And I don't want to lose that right now. But I do have 6 more rooms to draw if I draw security. What if the vault doesn't draw? I hate it. I hate it. It's arguably better to latch onto one form of progress than try to do more, but I also do frequently get multiple forms of progress per episode, so I'm not crazy for believing in myself. Woof. Music room technically gives me more options for moving around. Please generate secret room to silver. The least interesting thing I could probably draw right now, unless I just want to hit myself in the face with the red room. Close exhibit. Or the drawing room. Closed exhibit would give me one more letter in the mailbox, while also not costing me anything, which is a form of permanent progress I can rely on. But the drawing room, and I'm also trying to find stamps right now, so who knows. But the drawing room would give me a second chance at each of the 2 doors, giving me a higher chance of drawing cool things. And this is just for the mail, basically. Because the drawing room... There are 4 doors remaining here. 4 rooms remaining. So the closed exhibit would save me keys by letting me use the key card instead. But there's only I only have to generate 4 more rooms, and I have 3 keys. So it shouldn't matter. So it's not really saving me anything, but it will give me a letter. I gotta go for the drawing room, just to hope that I can re-roll each door to get a chance at drawing something cool. I'm sad how close we are to finishing this run, and maybe not doing most of what I wanted. But at least now I know how to draw. Let's see, 0, 4, 1, 5. At least I now know how to generate the bookstore. More reliably, at least. I don't know how reliably, but somewhat more reliably. I know the rule, at least now, concretely. So, hopefully now, I can make it spawn more often, on purpose. And then ultimately get the, finally buy those books at some point. Woof. Okay, so walk-in closet would mean a chance at getting some of the items I want, but only a chance, and fewer of them, and half of them will probably be currency instead of good items. I would much rather draw the attic. The kitchen's not worth placing because I'm trying to save my money, and my steps are doing okay right now. I think I gotta redraw and hope for the attic, or the vault, or the workshop. Or garbage. Not great. So the servants' quarters is on the way back, so if I do the office, I can put payroll there, and then get the money from the servants' quarters to help with the bookstore. Where is that? It's over there. I think that the office is the way to go. Because this time I actually can benefit from payroll like I rarely do. Run payroll. Which I think I've never done ever. Because I'm just... It only applies to 2 rooms. What worries me is that it says checks. So I'm like, can I even get money out of a check? Or is that useless because it goes to a specific person's bank and no one else? But if it is to a specific person's check, then maybe I can gain special information from it. Silver key would be useless here. The maid's chambers. I mean, these mostly suck anyway. I might as well do the maid's chamber. Oh, that loses 5 steps. Okay, well, I'll get a layer to the mailroom. Day has finally arrived. Payroll slip. Payroll issued for the week of 12/13, amount 10 gold. Oh, there it is. So you do get the gold. So I get to get both payrolls, I guess, but I did lose steps for generating a red room, and gain steps for generating a... Ah! 5 steps lost for a red room, but 5 steps gained because of sleeping mask for it being a bedroom. That works out. So no negative there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we're doing fine on steps as far as getting back to burn the trading post. Let's say 16 to add 3 more steps for fluff, because I never remember how much it takes to get from the foundation to the trading post. There's an ambiguity of what the thresholds are that messes with me. I know that it's literally not ambiguous and that they're at fixed locations you could memorize, but it's ambiguous because I don't know what they are on the fly and can't tell you what they are. I might run out of keys, which is rude, frankly. I can't afford anything in the showroom. And we're not gambling today, so I should re-roll this one. Not great. Not great. Woof. Okay. I'm thinking that I spawned the utility closet because then I can turn the lights back on in the dark room, and then my last choice, I'll know what it is. But that door might be locked, and if that door is locked, then I can't open it, which is the current problem. The reading nook would give me a key so I could open it, but then I won't know what it is, and I have to draw blindly. That's the mutually exclusive choice right now. That's brutal. There's a low chance that pure RNG of not even knowing what I'm picking works out in any way. So I think I should go with the utility closet and just hope that it's unlocked. It will have been a cruel fate. I don't need to turn that off. Gymnasium off, dark room on, garage on. It will have been a cruel fate if it turns out that literally every single door ahead of me required a key. I did the math. I was like, there's 4 rooms left. I have 3 keys. I should be fine. It would be impressive if I do get screwed over and every single one of the remaining doors was locked. That would be mean. We're gonna go back through the rotunda, I believe. If nothing else, I should be able to get the money from the servants' quarters now that we've verified that's how it works, and buy a book. And then maybe go to the library and request it for next time, even? Yeah, it's literally attached to the bookstore, so I know I have time to request it without stepwise. That shouldn't be a problem. Can I afford that? The books I want are 50... If I get $10 from the servants' quarters, I'll have 59. Okay, yeah. At the armory, the torch will cost 8. So I need 58 coins, and I'll have 59. I hate how close that is. But we never drew a workshop, so I can't combine the metal detector and magnifying glass, and I never drew a battery either, so I can't make the super sledge. But I also never drew the secret garden this time, so I'm lower on things to break anyway, although I do want to break that one basement spot. But isn't that one in the tomb? So I need to have the tomb that run to even give it a go? No. The one in the tomb will turn out to be a staircase, so it's the chest one that I break. If that's how you get through it. And if that's the case, then yes, I could reach it. So if on the off chance I draw the workshop and it gives me a battery and I create the super sledge, I can still use it in at least one place, but I will not be able to use it in the greenhouse or secret garden the way I hoped. Because we don't have either of those? No. Okay. Things are going okay. It's nice to confirm once and for all how payroll works in this game, because I've never done it. It seemed straightforward how it would work, but we've never verified exactly. And to verify, both these employees are both paid the same amount every day, or week, or month, or whatever. Did it say the week? Yeah, so it's weekly. So they make 40 gold a month, whatever that means. So forward to the observatory. Being careful with my steps because I could easily sink this run if I do it wrong. At least I have a little beeper, so now if I happen to walk into a place that has a thing I want, I should know. Torch? I think I never used the knight's shield because I was waiting for the weight room to get drawn and that just didn't really happen. Alright, 18 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, let's say. Sure. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, the bookshop's kind of far away. It's attached to the foundation. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be fine. 11, 12 if I want to go to the locksmith. At least 6 steps to get to the trading post, which should be fine. We should be firmly in the realm of doable steps. And maybe something in that process counted as bonus steps? I don't think it did. I don't think anything in that process is anything. Okay, so don't draw a red room. We don't have... Now the red rooms would help anyway. The mail room. I guess. Yeah. The mail room would sink this run, so... Or the furnace would sink this run because it's red. Alright, so I'll get a package for tomorrow, and I get a chance to read any new letters we got, and also... Oh, there they are. Arch Aries. We weather together. Can I not look at the... Let me look at it. That's important. Okay, so I guess they don't... Not all lore. Vera Shores. That's that turtle. So Vera Shores travels by turtle. Arch Aries has stormy weather. Let's see here. Aries. Arch Aries. Storm. Alright, so Arch Aries has Storm. I'm trying to get a proper page going for these kinds of pieces of data. Vera Shores. Turtle, because that's a form of transportation. Is Vera Shores a country? Or is it a specific location in a specific country? I might have to narrow that down via the classrooms. Morajai. Ships. They use ships in Morajai. We know about them. That's where the boxes are all from. The White Sea of Yore. Okay. I'll read the letters themselves in a second. Araya. Aria. Let's see. Atariziena, the Eastern Rain. Ah. Oh, the Eastern Rain, but it looks like it actually has rain. Do those streaks mean that there's rain? Or do they mean heat? Am I supposed to get desert from the fact that she's dressed that way? Is that the intention there? Where are my pages about this? Oh my... What a horrible everything I have here. Heat, rain, storm, snow, and wind are the 5 I had already written down from the first time around. Because that looks like streaks of rain going down. I think that, yeah, is that supposed to be a rain hood? Not like a cowl, like a desert thing? There's like a color temperature to this one that makes it look like a, like it'd be like an eastern desert city in real life. Let's see. Just gonna write what I know for now. Let's see. This identifies 5 of the locations we'd be looking for overall. Oops. That's her. Alright, turn the boiler, blah, 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 we knew that one. So it's good to know these. Oh, hello. Dad. Fen Ares, yeah. Red flag. The grand realm of Fen Ares. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. They have red flag and fog. Alright. Yeah, this is helpful. We also might have gotten all of them. This desk looks kind of full, maybe room for one more, but like the negative space here is pretty filled in if they intentionally centered this as a thing that would slowly fill up. I don't know if there's any more letters to get here. Let's see. Storm. I wonder if I'm supposed to think that this means that they are supposed to be blue? Like, should we assume that stamps are the color of their flag? I don't know, the other one specifically had a red flag. And I don't think the level of industrialization is part of the flag. Maybe. One of them was described as militaristic. We're doing the big solve now. Okay, so I went back and I went all the way back to, I already forgot. I think it was part 21 was when I opened this book. It is my, when I also went back and screenshot my contraptions and saved those. There's the crack in the wall, drafting locations. If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. You can see that my fucking pen ran out of ink when I was starting to translate this one over, and I had to switch over to a similar colored one. Yeah, Realm and Rune, introduction. So the elements are the core, the dividing lines, border, and moats. That's part's the easy part. But I was remembering that the mountains on the one that we know is supposed to be militaristic. So when I'm recording all these things, it was easy to remember, like, oh yeah, these are types of transportation: train, horseback, roads, naval, aviation, camels, turtle. So I guess the Zeppelins count as aviation, because there's no specifically air-based, I mean air-based, but not air-based. The balloon is full of air is what I mean, as opposed to it being air travel. Weather, yep. Stormy versus rainy. Windy and whatnot. Then there's the moats. Tribal, agricultural, martial, metropolitan, academic, industrial, spiritual, and poetic. So this will be interesting to try to figure out. So poetic means arts, it looks like. Yeah. So I need to figure out how each of these apply to. And I was going back on this because I'm like, this industrial thing, I think that's not a throwaway thing, right? And I was like, yeah, that one thing was militaristic. So that's what's going on there. Interpreting colors of these is going to be interesting, but we'll see. But yeah, then this Fen area is the one that they give to us for free. Okay, so let's throw this away. get back to the game. Reduce this in size a little bit so I can actually see it. Alright, and then looking at this right here, so arch areas should be listed as industrial. Bah, 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 bah. So it's stormy and industrial because they have lightning. Together we weather. So they have a personality driven around having fucked up weather, which, what a way to live. That's good to know. Okay, so we narrowed that down. And going by that, I might want to look through them again. I was already in the process of looking through them all again. We know that, see, I don't need to focus on these guys because we already have them solved, but they're militaristic douchebags. We're great. Alright, they won't let me look at this one, which drives me crazy. Just let me look at it. It's there. Like, why won't you let me look at it? This one has a turtle, and they're hanging out. I think she has like a club or a stick or a crop. At first I was like, is that a guitar sticking out? But no. He's got a pack on his back, so you could maybe... Yeah, I don't know if you could guess much from that. And I don't think... While there is weather and whatnot, none of it points at the idea of like... Well... Are they on a beach, or are they in the desert? Can't tell if that's water in the back. These are thankfully all going to be revisitable because they're all going to be in my stamp collection now. Because the game gives you that, thankfully. 9 up, 3 up. Don't know what that refers to still. The boiler room duct system. This is ships for naval. Don't think there's anything else specific to draw from that. It's just all naval oriented. Did I read that one yet? Yeah, the duct system. Simon, let me know if I'm writing you too much. I've never been too good at gauging where the line of impropriety is, and for all I know, maybe the help I'm offering you with these letters isn't wanted. Maybe you were perfectly fine without my help. It's been a bit of a moral quandary for me as I've been writing these, as I'm fairly certain your uncle didn't want us to assist you on your quest. Still, if it was that important, I have to believe he'd have the foresight to specifically instruct me not to interfere. Nothing ever deterred him from the level of supervision in the past, and after working alongside him for over a decade, I like to at least imagine that we were friends and that I knew him well. In conclusion, I think he would have found the level of help I have offered him well within the acceptable range. I haven't spoken too much about him since his departure, and I know you didn't know him that well, but as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have plenty of stories to tell. He was a fearless businessman with the greatest respect for invention. Of all the laboratories I've worked in, I can tell you Mount Holly was a gem, and I'm hoping that we can continue to work once you've taken up the reins. But I won't get ahead of myself. You still have to find the 46th room, Randolph. I have. But I guess they don't know that yet. Dear Simon, after giving it some thought, I've decided I'm going to continue helping you. I also just had a small chat with the probate lawyer, and he assures me that there's nothing in the Baron's instructions that would preclude me from offering you my modest assistance. So let me tell you what I know. About a week before Sinclair died, something rather curious happened. A few lab assistants were called by Mrs. Babbage, the house manager, to remove several floor plans from Sinclair's drafting studio. Typically, all the unused floor plans are kept there, and I have never heard of them being moved to another location, nor would I presume to guess the reason for such an action. I'm not sure which floor plans were removed, or where they were moved to, save one, which I was instructed to remove myself. Assuming it was not moved again after I hit it, you should be able to find it in the observatory, hidden within the lens compartment of the telescope therein. Ooh. If there's a reason behind the removal of these floor plans from the drafting studio, hopefully this will serve as the first illuminating step towards finding why, Randolph. The lens compartment of the telescope has a freaking blueprint in it. What? Okay. Let's see. Books. Observatory. Secret. Dynamite. Just trying to keep like a to-do list for the moment. Before I lose track of what I'm doing right now. There we go. Neither of these pages allow you to see the stamp on this one? Okay. Obviously the ones we have in the Inner Sanctum also have stamps, but I'll revisit those in the future. What do we learn from this? Eterisiena? Let's see. Eterisiena. Translate. I don't think that Google thinks this is a language, which means it's probably in universe, maybe. What do I draw from this building culturally? Tribal, agricultural, martial, metropolitan, academic, industrial, spiritual, and poetic. We already have an industrial one. I don't know if they'll ever repeat. I don't know if I would count that as densely populous. I just kind of see a building. Am I supposed to think it's a university, maybe? This might be the metropolitan or academic kingdom. Either way, I'm obviously going to go back to the history of stuff book and go through that again to comb through it for any more clues I can find. Hey Simon, I'm going to assume at this point you've likely reached the upper ranks of the house and run into our keycard security doors. These are actually a fairly new addition to the house that were designed by Kirk, Darren, and myself and were installed after an unfortunate incident 2 years ago, when some of your uncle's correspondence was stolen by a member of the staff who had somehow managed to reach a room that they should not have been able to find. We're not 100% sure how he got past the antechamber seals, but it was clear after that episode that not every member of the staff should have unchecked access to the higher ranks of the estate. It's important to note here that in my own experience I have found every other member of the staff to be extremely trustworthy and unwavering in their loyalty to your uncle. Still, after that incident, we decided to err against our own confidences and opted to install a state-of-the-art security system, issuing key cards to only the most trusted members of the senior staff. If you find security doors become an annoyance while you are attempting to navigate the household, you should be able to lower the frequency of the security terminal from the security terminal, and there is even a nifty trick to unlock them by utilizing the utility closet in conjunction with the security settings. So it's not that state-of-the-art is what you're saying. Because there's like several ways to circumnavigate it, as we've been noticing anyway. Commonplace, standard, unusual, rare. There's just a rarity notification just plopped in there separately. That doesn't seem super related. Alright, that's all we got for now. Okay, so I have reason to go back to the observatory if I can. Where is that? Not great. All the way up there. Steps are not good. I'm gonna have to remember the observatory thing for a later run, I think. It's not that big of a deal. It's a very common location. Now we know to look for a secret in that, so that's exciting. But if I try to go there right now, I will sink my current goals, and that would be sad. Did I forget? No, okay. Yeah, I bought the torch. So my goal is to go to the bookshop, and then rent it at the library, and then go to the foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest can make me get to where I'm trying to go. Yeah. Okay. Whew. I'm constantly stressed that I'm going to randomly take a wrong step and ruin my run. In part because I'm constantly having to switch gears mentally between all the different things that are happening. Hello. There's just so much going on all the time And it's so easy to get distracted by, oh look, let's read this book for 20 minutes. Let's theorize about sigils. And then it's like, what did you forget, buddy? What did you forget that you needed to remember? Oops, you walked 5 rooms the wrong direction and now the run is broken. Which in a normal gamer experience is not that big of a deal. People make mistakes all the time and lose some time and who cares. But for me, that's people watching me make the mistake. And in terms of thousands of people in this case, let's keep going. I want to know what the new clue is. History of Orinda is also got to be helpful for uncovering the sigils, but they both are probably important. And like I emotionally care more about the author that went into hiding. It's also my own character's mother, so he's invested in finding this secret book. So is it on here? Yep, it magically materialized on this page. Ding. Alright, so now this book will spawn tomorrow. It's nice that those are next door for that purpose. Alright, so book, check, observatory secret, uncheck, and that I can't do it because I'm pretty sure the step economy is not going to work out there. We will now write the foundation down, and I will use my relightable torch to burn. Where did I put my notes for that? I've been thinking about other places I could burn. The downside of writing notes in a physical notebook is you can't really rearrange them. At some point they're just like a mess. Yeah, my notes about candles are mostly just the tomb. I do need to update them if I find more, because now we know that's something that's totally in play. I wonder, that's a security thingy right there. There's no, I don't have anything in play right now, but I do wonder if you had an experiment that rewarded you for bypassing security in any way, if that one also counts, even though it's technically calling an elevator, not opening a security door. We can't test it now because I don't have that ongoing at the moment. Okay, let's blow up this fucking dynamite in a completely safe manner. 5 steps. I should be down to 3 when I get there, which is fine. And if I have to get back out, then I'll be down to 1 when I leave and come back, which is also rough, but it's just enough steps still, I think. Yeah, this bridge doesn't count. But this door counts. Do they make me leave? I'm wondering if this is going to cost me a step. Nope. They make you go just far enough to hide, but not far enough that you actually have to spend another step getting back in. Imagine your run ending there, otherwise. It'd be so mean. Hello. It looks like a distillery. Yeah. Jugs. Okay. That's a lot of money. Oh, if I had more steps, if only. That wouldn't be enough to buy a book, though. So close, though. I definitely can't reach the... I didn't make a kitchen this time. Christoph, here's the rest of your share, 40 gold, from the moonshine shipment we made last week. This may be the last batch for quite some time, as I feel it is no longer worth the risk, especially given Anne's continually increasing suspicion. But I do need to ask another small favor of you. Next week, when you take the Baron to town, if you could fabricate some excuse to delay your return by an hour or 2, I'd be much beholden to you, Denny. Was Denny the person that got kicked out for being up to shit? Yeah, they're doing a secret distillery for profit. Christoph was in on it for some of the money, which was the driver. And so they specifically planned to have the Baron further away for longer so that they could try to steal stuff, and they ended up getting the blackmail that time. But then ultimately got fired. Probably after being paid off. Interesting. Can I go back in? Oh, that has a weird collision. I wonder if you can try to use this or something, or is it really just a chance to get 40 gold and a bit of context? Maybe, or maybe you'd use the distillery at some point. Time to check what we got here. 3 ivory dice. Car keys. Damn it! Can't make it back. Dice, dice, dice. Lockpick. Salt. Car keys. The compass also trades for car keys. Lucky rabbit's foot. Silver key. All pass. That's it though. Alright, so if I made it all the way back here, I could have traded for the car keys, but given that I'm out of steps, it probably would not have gone well for my run. But yet another chance for car keys to narrowly elude my grasp. So I have an upgrade disc that I'm not going to be able to spend, so I'm going to want to place this room again. Which, if the 40 gold respawns, would be great. Boo. But I want to place it again so I can get the upgrade disc regardless, because it's going to reset. That costs a step. Yeah, I'm not going to make it. My goal right now is to get to any computer, and I'm like, I can't get inside there for shit. So my best chance I thought was to go here, and I'm like, no. I think this gate costs me a step, and then the computer room cost me a step. Yep. So it would cost me 2 steps to get there still. Brutal. Alright, well, there is an upgrade disc and 40 gold, maybe, hiding in that room, assuming that the gold spawns every time. Is blowing up the wall permanent, or do I have to do it every time? Fuck, I don't know. That would suck if I had to do it again. That means I didn't make any progress. But except learning, we did learn. Alright, a variety of bits of progress here. We learned that there is an upgrade disc in there, and we learned that there is a secret blueprint hiding inside the observatory, and we made progress on all of the sigil stuff. That's the end game. I think I won't promise, but maybe by next episode I might have reviewed the history book to find more information from that. We'll see. So far I have Arch Ares as Storm Industrial, Vera Shores as Turtle, Morajai is Ships, and Araya Ari is Cowl Picture? Rain? Desert? We'll clarify some of this as we go, and also I'll revisit the list of 8 countries that I think we already have and make this page better for that purpose too, and correct any of the names that are just a city name. We'll get there. We'll figure this out.